Welcome to our GCSE subject choice information session. I trust that this finds you safe and well in these very challenging circumstances. With our society in further lockdown and pupils not in school, clearly education has been significantly disrupted. But despite that, there are many things in schools which we must try to seek to continue as much as possible, albeit not in a normal way. And the GCSE choices process is one of those. We must believe that the coronavirus pandemic will pass and that in 2023, your son or daughter will be sitting GCSE examinations. As in each year, we hope that we can provide you with the information and guidance which will assist you and your child in making the best choice of subjects to study over the next 2 years. There are clearly very important decisions to be made. We make them, firstly, with the background of confusing information about which subjects are most important. When we look at the media, at different times you will see people promoting the importance of languages, the importance of science, technology, engineering and mathematics, and also even in Northern Ireland, the needs of particular industries which are likely to flourish here. If it's uncertain at any time to decide what choices may be made, it's perhaps even more so in the circumstances in which we find ourselves at the minute, where with COVID-19 and Brexit, there are clearly going to be ramifications for the economy, for business and for employment. Another factor to consider in the decisions is that by year 10, few people are clear about the career they wish to pursue. Personally, I didn't know at year 10 what I would have wished to have done, nor indeed even at the end of year 14, or when I finished my university course. And that's not uncommon. There will be some young people who are very clear about what they want to do, but they're clearly in the minority. And it's one reason why at this point in time it's important that choices are made which don't shut down avenues, but which leave options open as far as possible. And I think in a situation in which patterns of employment are likely to change, that's even more important. In order to guide you through the process, there are a number of events which we would normally arrange, and we're going to try to facilitate as many of those as possible, albeit in different circumstances. The subject choice booklet, which highlights all the subjects which we offer at GCSE, has already been issued, and it includes valuable information on the requirements for careers which certain subjects provide. The Parents' Consultation Evening, which is taking place on Wednesday, will allow you with an opportunity to discuss progress and suitability for subjects with classroom teachers. On that occasion, in previous years, there's also been an opportunity for you to learn about subjects which would be new to your child, subjects which aren't offered within Key Stage 3. That clearly won't be possible on this occasion, but you will have the opportunity to speak to those teachers directly if you wish to do so. Clearly, it will not be possible for us, unfortunately, to run the Careers Convention, which we would annually run in school to facilitate the choices process, but we will seek to provide as much information to young people and to yourselves as possible through talks and through the careers interviews process. In our curriculum, what we seek to do is to seek to provide a curriculum which firstly is broad. It covers 29 different subjects, and there are very few schools in Northern Ireland which could offer such a range across such a wide area of the curriculum. It's a curriculum which is balanced. It is a mixture of traditional and vocational subjects, allowing pupils to pick combinations which cross both sides of that divide and equally provide vocational routes, or also those very academic routes for pupils aiming towards high tariff courses at university. And most importantly, we believe that the curriculum being balanced allows for development and acquisition of a broad range of skills. The curriculum addresses all the statutory requirements of the Northern Ireland curriculum, and more importantly, it meets the needs, interests and abilities of our pupils. And I think in that context, in recent years, we've been able to very much facilitate the choices of almost all our pupils, and for them to succeed in that, with over 97% achieving 7 or more A star to C over the past number of years, and almost 2/3 of the grades being A star or A. It's also pleasing that over 27 subjects, the Northern Ireland Grammar School average has been exceeded by a considerable percentage, and that allows you confidence in deciding between the subjects as you make your choices. One of the questions which I'm always asked at this point is why we choose a curriculum which offers pupils really the chance to do 9 or 9.5 GCSEs and not 10. And the reasons for that are fairly clear, in that there is no university or employer who demands a young person to have 10 GCSEs. Universities never count more than 9. Some indeed only count over the best 8 GCSEs, even for the most high tariff courses. So rather than increasing pressure on young people by asking them to study 10 GCSEs, we prefer to take the course that we do and encourage them to engage in co-curricular participation, because the skills developed there, such as teamwork, resilience and cooperation, are skills demanded by employers, and also we believe that it helps address issues of physical and mental well-being in our young people, that they're not put under the pressure of the 10th subject and the reward that it would gain, but rather have that opportunity to develop in those other areas. In terms of choosing subjects, and I'll return to this later, I think that there are a few key messages that the young people we would stress. Choose subjects that you need, subjects you enjoy, subjects you're good at, and try to keep the options open. And I'll take you through the process by which those subjects are selected to show how that is possible. In the Northern Ireland curriculum, there are core areas of study which everyone must cover: careers education, learning for life and work, PE and games, and religious studies. And in that context, all pupils in school must study a minimum of the religious studies short course. Also, in the Northern Ireland curriculum, all pupils must study mathematics, so that must be one of the GCSE choices. It's a vital qualification, it's a qualification that's valued by employers, and it's one which is central to further study. In the same way, all pupils must study English language. And in this school, all pupils will also choose either English literature or media studies. We believe it's a vital development of literacy skills, which will prove invaluable not only in those subjects, but in other subjects being studied. And it also provides an opportunity for your son or daughter to gain 2 GCSEs for less time commitment than 2 separate subjects, in addition to providing employers evidence of good skills in language and communication. The other area of language and communication which we offer is in modern foreign languages. And there are very few schools now continuing to offer the option of 3 languages as we do: French, German and Spanish. Recent Chief Inspector's reports in Northern Ireland and England have emphasised the importance of the study of language. And in England, the English Baccalaureate includes a modern foreign language as part of a desirable skills set. I think it's also important to note that Russell Group universities, for some of them, a language is certainly desirable, while for the Irish universities, a number of them still deem a qualification in a modern foreign language as essential. In terms of the vast majority of young people in our Year 10, we should be seeking to develop a broad skill set, and in that sense it is advantageous to choose at least one of the languages which is on offer. But equally, we recognise and understand that for some people the study of a language is difficult, and you may be concerned that your child would struggle to achieve a pass grade at GCSE, and in that context we are offering an option which is a more vocational route for those who may be reluctant to go down the path of the GCSE language. That option is occupational studies with skills development. It's not a GCSE, but it is a level 2 vocational qualification which is equivalent to a GCSE. It has components of computer-aided design, of woodcraft, and of study skills. Our general advice would be to young people, if they're capable of a good grade in a language, they should choose it. But if not, then they should give very careful consideration to choosing occupational studies and skills development. And therefore, I think that it's very important that the language study is considered in consultation with your language and careers teachers. Just to put it in context, since we commenced this 2 years ago, we probably have about 10 to 15% of the cohort following the occupational studies route, and the other 85% continuing with at least one language. Another essential component of the Northern Ireland curriculum is science. And here again, we offer a range which is not necessarily available in other schools, where our young people can pick one or more than one of the following: single award science, double award science, or any of the single sciences, biology, chemistry, and physics. This is one of the areas where choices have to be very carefully considered, because, for example, in choosing single award science, that would not be seen as suitable for providing progression to an A-level science, but it may be something that people want to do to keep their options open in other areas. So we very much want to facilitate the option of 1, 2, or 3 sciences, but encourage you to make sure that the decisions that you make don't close down options at a later date. At this point, therefore, in terms of the choices, everyone will do English language, one of English literature or media studies, mathematics, a modern foreign language or occupational studies, and at least one science, which means that 5 of the 9 full courses have been allocated, a minimum of 5, and that, for example, if you've chosen double award or choosing double award, that would really equate to 6. Which means that with those 5 in place, there are 4 choices which your child and you would have to consider in completing the rest of the curriculum that you would wish to follow next year. Clearly, in that context, when you look at the list of subjects, if your choice is to follow double award science, then double award science 2 must be your first choice within the optional block. Equally, if you wish to study a second language, again, you pick one language in the language block and the second language in the block of options. In terms of the overall balance of those subjects, we think that it's important that what you do is pick subjects which again provide breadth, and therefore we would be encouraging you to choose one from each box: arts, environment and society, and from the box of the subjects in the lower half of the choice booklet. Equally, for those students who are wishing to choose full course religious studies, they should choose it in the arts, environment and society block here, whereas all pupils who are just doing the religious studies short course, no choice has to be made within the form. There are a number of subjects which I've alluded to earlier, which would be new subjects to the students: occupational studies, business studies, classical civilization, agriculture and land use, construction. And in those subjects, you would not have had the opportunity to get experience of them previously. And therefore, if you want to find out more information about those, then there is obviously information already within the booklet, but also it would be possible to speak to the teachers of those subjects if you feel that would be useful. The choice booklet does provide good information in terms of the nature of the course, also providing evidence of what the type of assessment that there will be for each course, and that for some pupils, assessment which is more of a controlled assessment nature is preferable to the more linear exam structure. and all that information is again provided. Returning to a point I made earlier, in terms of the choice of subjects, I would emphasise those three key areas. In terms of choosing, it's important that young people choose subjects that they need. That's why a broad choice is very important for those who are particularly unclear at this stage about what their career should be. But equally, for example, of those young people who are choosing to go down routes like veterinary or medicine, that they make sure they choose the right subjects in science to allow them to pick the correct A levels later on. Young people should make sure that they choose the subjects they enjoy. It's very clear that this is the first time really had a chance to influence the curriculum they follow and the subjects that they study. They want to make best use of that and to ensure that they enjoy what they cover over the next 2 years. And finally, to pick subjects which they're good at. There's absolutely no doubt that we want all our pupils to do well. There's also no doubt that success breeds success, and that if pupils are succeeding, they will become further engaged and even more success will follow. Please make the choices on that basis rather than pupils thinking, I want to do this because my friends are doing it. The needs of one individual are very different to the needs of another. In terms of the decision-making process, what will be happening is that pupils should return the form to school by the 24th of February. Careers interviews will take place to help facilitate that. And then there will be a further opportunity, and we hope that by then we'll be allowed to have more normal meetings within school for parents to contribute also to a final review meeting in June when the courses are finalised. There will be no difficulty in terms of pupils wanting to change subjects at that particular time, other than that the closer original choices are to what is followed, the better chance is that that choice will be on offer when the final choice is being made. I want to thank you for listening and taking time to do so. In normal circumstances at this stage, I'd be asking people for any questions and trying to deal with them individually. But clearly it's not possible for me to do that in this forum. However, if there are any particular queries that you have, please feel free to contact myself, any of the vice principals, careers teachers or subject teachers who can help you through this process. I trust that you'll find the careers interviews helpful in that regard and will help guide you along the path of the subjects being chosen. In the interim, I look forward to the opportunity to see you at some time later in the academic year. As I said earlier, I trust that circumstances will allow the final careers interviews to be of the face-to-face nature that we all appreciate and enjoy. But in the interim, I would say, I hope you found the information useful, as indeed I do the parent consultation evening, but please take care and stay safe. Thank you.